Hey everyone, this is Corine La Font, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know how we do it here on Between the Lines, always with gratitude, always with gratitude. And I'm thankful to be here. It's a bit overcast. You see me looking up. It's a bit overcast in Trinidad and Tobago. We're raining. I think we're in the rainy season now. June to November, I think it is. And so the weather can be a bit icky, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it, and I'm thankful to be here above ground. And I'm above ground with Frank DiMaio. I hope I pronounced that properly. Tell me how I should pronounce it. Oh,
you did it
perfectly. Perfectly. Thank you, Frank. Thank you. So I have Frank here with me today, and we are talking about triggers that, and everybody's supposed to know what triggers are, but we're going to get a little bit more into it, that takes you on the road to decline. Yes? So we're going to be having a discussion here with Frank about that. And let me tell you a bit about Frank before I go into it. So Frank holds a Bachelor of Arts degree in psychology from Providence College, his doctorate from York Chiropractic College. I have to take my time when I'm saying that. And a Master of Science degree from Troy State University. His goal is to teach others how positive words can elevate a person's joy and happiness, improve their health, and help other spouses of breast cancer patients find peace in their journey with his second book, which I will feature a little bit later down in this episode. So welcome, Frank, to Between the Lines.
Thank you, Carl.
It's great to have you, Frank. I only have handsome people on my show, can I tell you? I only have handsome people on my show. So let's get into it, Frank. So persons who have been listening intently to that little bio I read about you a while ago may want to know what's the connection with all what you have done, psychology, chiropractic, is that the right thing? Chiropractic, mm-hmm. and breast cancer. Make the connection here for us.
The connection comes about because of my wife being diagnosed with this disease.
Okay.
We incorporated journaling, positive thought, visualization to help elevate our spirit about the seriousness of the disease.
Mm-hmm.
So our background, educationally, and then our personal experiences left us wanting from a psychological standpoint and from an emotional.
Okay. All right. So, are you still practicing as a chiropractor?
No. I am what you would consider entirely.
Really? Isn't there an age for that?
Some people do it in their 40s.
But you did it in your 30s, right? Okay, we got that.
Correct. It's an early bloomer.
Yeah, we got that. You did it in your 30s. I love the little bear thing going on. Tell us a bit about that. I know people are going to ask, so let me just take ahead here.
Well, the goatee is a afterthought because I had a full beard. I hadn't trimmed or shaved it for over 2 years. So it was down to about here and about this wide. After you take a shower, it goes. So my mom's request was I shave. So I did. And when I did that, I shaved it down to this. And of course, when she saw it, just get that thing off your face.
And hold on 1 minute. You said your mom, she's still alive and clearly has an influence on what you do.
Still alive? Definitely an influence on what we do. I have a younger brother, and we both kowtow to her needs and desires and her expectations of us.
Remind me how old your mother is, Frank?
She just went into her 100th year. As she calls it, 100 plus so many days. It's a Greek thing. I never quite understood that.
So you're saying, let me digress a little bit, that 100-year-old mother or young mother can still tell you what to do at this age in your life. Is that what you're saying?
Absolutely.
Okay. So for persons who are listening, and I know people are listening because I can tell from watching, if your mother becomes 100, as a matter of fact, your mother is still alive, she still has a say. No, I'm saying it to the audience. She still has a say in everything you do. And should she survive to 100 plus, it's going to be that way. You cannot change it. I'm just saying as a piece of advice from Frank. Am I correct, Frank?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm getting a little feedback here from persons on the, no, not from you necessarily. A comment that came through that saying that the echo is bad. I don't know if it's probably, I'm not hearing it on our end. I don't know if it's on the person's end, but I'm not hearing an echo. So for those who are hearing an echo, I'm not sure what to do, but our apologies if it's coming from on our end. I'm not hearing an echo. Are you hearing an echo, Frank?
Slightly.
Slightly? But I'm not getting it.
Feeling like a Japanese Godzilla movie.
All right, so let's get into the topic now. So your wife passed on, unfortunately, from breast cancer. I am not familiar with that area. I cannot say that I'm an expert in that area, but clearly with you being the husband and going through that journey with her would be quite, an expert in all the different ups and downs, valleys and hills that you would have gone through with her. And to help those who may have a loved one with that situation, what are some tips, I should say, that you would be willing to share with persons on that? And for the triggers in terms of the relationship. Now, this is your wife, okay? I could say, for example, I understood from my father, both my parents have, not both, sorry, what am I saying? God forgive me. My father passed on some years ago. And his wife, who is not clearly my mother, but his wife, I think she went into Alzheimer's or something like that, and he had a difficulty, from what I understand from my siblings, that in dealing with her, that transition. Because, you fall in love with somebody, you meet them sprightly, this type of a life. And so when they start diminishing, it's difficult for persons to adapt and adjust and to deal with. These are what you would call like triggers, because it brings up things in you. And this is what triggers are about to me. It is not a matter of the cause, which is the action coming to you, but how you react. Why is it bothering you? Why is it affecting you, and how to deal with it, how to cope. So share with us some of those triggers that happen within you as a result of having to deal with your wife and her breast cancer.
First of all, growing up in the 50s and 60s, your exposure being a husband or an adult is learned from patriarchal example. Fathers, uncles, grandfather. Like I said, teach you by example about being stoic, having answers, being protective of the family. All of that goes out the window in a situation of trauma of loss from breast cancer left me with both feet in two worlds.
Wow.
One, that patriarchal environment affected by the positive and negative views growing up from peers, family, church, society, all contribute to my personality. The other foot was in the world of disease. And I was ill-equipped. Left me hopeless. Isolated. Looking for peace. And not finding it. So none of the training growing up had any impact or positive abilities. We are alone.
How did you cope with that?
I didn't.
But you're still here today, so clearly you did something right.
Well, it's a lot of trial and error.
And hold on, you're a man with psychology. You're a doctor. Come on, you know what society will say. He's a doctor. He's a man. On top of being a man, you're supposed to be strong now. You're supposed to be strong. Don't shed a tear. That's the narrative that's out there. Yes, hold up. You have to be the strong one. You're the husband. You have to hold up. Don't let her see you looking like this. And of course, back that up with the psychology degree that you have. Plus, you're a chiropractor. Can't you fix this?
I thought I could. But I couldn't. Well, Judith and I started journaling time of her diagnosis.
Okay.
Her ability was immediate. She just opened the book and just went ahead. Me, I tapped the table with the pen, rolled around, stick figures.
Hey, that's journaling. That's journaling. The stick figures, they work.
Yeah, that was my artistic side coming out. But it took me a while.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did, it was a vomitorium of emotional disquiet.
Wow. So journaling. I know journaling is something that's very therapeutic. I do it myself. I must admit I don't do it as often as I should. I tend to internalize and vocalize by myself, although people say don't talk to yourself, but I think it's good. Although they add to that and say once you don't respond, but I do respond to myself. So that's good.
Better responsive.
Yes.
Reactive.
Right. So I know journaling is very good, and you survived the journey in the sense that you are still here to talk about it, and you are willing to show your vulnerability to others to be able to help them. So that emotional decline that led from the triggers is what we need to delve into some more, because there are people, like I said, dealing with this. It mightn't be breast cancer now, Frank, It could be something else. Anything at all. And what we want to find out from you is take us through, a sort of journey, in the time that we have. When you found out about her diagnosis to the time of her passing, what were the ups and downs for you? Did you have any ups? We don't want to just leave everyone with the downs, the valleys. What were some of the ups and the downs, and the moments leading to her passing?
Judith was a very positive individual.
Good.
She was a force to be reckoned with.
Nice.
But she was from the heart. Anything and everything that she provided, words or emotion, was true to her. when she got
when she got
diagnosed, leaving the
oncologist's office,
sitting
in the car. And she started flailing her hand
like
she was being attacked by bees.
And
then started why? I was a good girl.
I treat people
with respect.
I
I love people.
Why me?
Why me?
And
I'm saying the same thing.
So it was
a precipice.
Mm-hmm.
But we
had moments
where
we put that aside
and we
continued
our life
together,
our
our journey together, despite
the
insidiousness and
down emotions.
Yes. What would you say in that particular phase that you went through? Because you've been through that. Somebody going through that now, what's one tip that you can share with them? When they discover, when they reach that point, the flaring of the hands and the asking of why. What is one tip you would give to somebody at that phase in the journey?
Well, typically they would say, why? God, why are you doing this to me?
Yes.
And God has nothing to do with it. God is
the
force of spirit that is in everything around us. You. It is your spiritual substance.
When you
can accept that, you can also accept on certain levels
the
material physical decline of disease. Otherwise, you're in straight up denial.
Acceptance.
Acceptance is the first step
in
finding peace
with
yourself.
Yeah.
There are others. I have 5.
Go ahead, share them. That's what I'm trying to get out of you. Share them.
Okay. First of all, if you have allowance of grief, you do it in little buckets like an elephant. You accept the despair. You accept the sorrow. You accept the fact that you're bargaining your emotions. When you can do that, you can have a breath. And then you can move on.
Mm-hmm.
Baby steps.
Mm-hmm.
You have to
surrender
to help.
Now. Family is great.
Friends
are good. Counseling is wonderful. Family has to be one. Friend has to be one. Counselor can be one. Maybe 2. But if you surrender, another breath, a moment of pause. The other is lowering your expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Because as a husband,
with us,
and
as a patient,
the fear and anger
and the trauma, recognizing disease, it can be overwhelming.
Mm-hmm.
So when you lower that expectation,
allows you
proceed
with the acceptance
and make your
and make your surrendering easier.
Because
that way it doesn't define you.
Mm-hmm.
Because it
It
will
will define you.
It will
It will
consume
consume you.
Yes.
Trauma
in
in any life situation
will
will
consume
consume you
If you allow it.
if you
if you allow it.
If you allow it. Mhm.
Yep.
We have
The
two more
other
to
step?
go. Yep.
Show
Show shame the back door.
Shame. Throw shame to the back door.
Show shame
to the
to the back door.
And if you don't have a back door, you build one.
Build one, use a window,
Use the
use the front door.
Even
Even better yet, roll them to the wall.
But
But it's important because shame is a reflection of your upbringing. All those moments, don't, can't, no.
Yeah.
Oh, my favorite. Wait till your father comes home. So those are important.
Yeah.
But
It led me to create an acronym habit.
Mm-hmm.
Healthy attitude can change or influence behavior,
Mm-hmm.
which initiates moments of thoughtfulness.
Lovely.
Habit.
Habit.
It can change your sense of your mind and your purpose.
So you're saying create new habits, and habits are easy to form, even though they say habits are hard to break. People tend to focus on the negative, but you can, the same way how that habit came about, you can create new habits. Throw the old ones through the door, build a door if you didn't have one. What doesn't serve you, you need to get rid of it and start creating and developing new habits. I love that. I love that.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I love that. I want to just interject here a second. For those of you who are watching and listening to us on YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn, we appreciate you. If you have any questions for Frank, you may be going through something at this point in time and you want to ask him a question, now is the time to do so. Feel free to leave a comment, ask a question. It will show up right here on the screen and we will get it answered for you. If you're kind of camera shy, well, you wouldn't show up on the camera here, or you're afraid to be bold to ask, you can still leave your comment and we will interact with you, because this episode is going to be staying on LinkedIn, YouTube, and Facebook for as long as those platforms are around. So we will be able to respond with you, whether live or off air. So thank you so much for staying with us and supporting us and being here for Frank. Yes? So Frank, habit. That's what got you through. And I love my favorite one out of the five that you mentioned is surrender. I think surrender tops it all, because once you surrender, it says that you accept. Surrendering all means letting go. It means realizing you have no control. You have no control over anything. It's external to you. You could look left, look right, up, down, and try to blame everybody, but it's not going to change anything. And to just let go and let God.
Yes.
You have to accept
the
the
faith
faith
Yes.
and
and
allow
the spiritual success that is God's gift to
us
all.
Yes.
to be
To be a positive force
in your life.
in your life.
It will
It will direct you.
Yeah.
It will
It will give you purpose,
and you
feel supported.
At this point in time, persons, when they're going through this type of trauma or challenge to their regularly scheduled program, let's call it that, they tend to, like we say, ask why and blame God. Why me? I'm perfect. I've done this, I've been that, and they feel, just like what you went through, and everybody is going to go through that. It's normal. So don't feel ashamed should you start asking that question. I think the Lord realizes you're going to come to him and blame him anyway, so he's prepared for that. So don't feel any way about it. But it says that you're human. That you're human, and it's okay. I think the point of what Frank is saying too is that it's okay. He's okay. He mightn't be all 100% okay, but he's here with us, and I'm thankful that he's here with us, and he was able to still be there as her strength, as her comforter, as her partner, as her husband, through it all. And it could be the reverse, people. He's the husband this time, but it could be the reverse. It could be the husband that left and the wife have to hold the fort. So this is something that's happening to a lot of people now, and especially coming from the pandemic where people were, because you mentioned isolation, additional isolation, that you had to cope with. Fortunately, now we are sort of out of the pandemic. We're a little bit better now. We are going, I don't like to even use the phrase going back to normal, but some sort of routine in our lives, so the support should be there. But Frank, Frank, any final words that you want to share? And while you're doing that, I want to bring up your website, and if there's anything on your website that you would like me to feature, please let me know. So keep sharing.
Okay. In the process of transformation, that didn't come out right. in the process of transformation, you don't allow yourself to feel as though you were a victim. If you can accept the what, the cause, the why of your reaction, you can move forward with the how of resolve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Those three elements.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I'm on your website here now, Frank. What would you like me to feature on your site? I see a free guide. Hold on, something free. Should I click it?
Yes.
I've been having troubles with that.
It worked for me today.
Well, that's great.
It had worked for me.
So here's a part where persons can connect with you. They can put in their name and email address.
So I will give a little pretext to that.
Sure.
The guide is utilizing the what, why, and how in moving forward with any grief or trauma in a transformative manner. It's got 80 to 90% of our day is exposure to negativity.
Gosh, I'm telling you.
News, newspaper, people, job, criticism. What'd you do to your hair? I use turtle wax.
Let's not
gives
go.
me that hard shell finish.
I love that. That sounds like a great ad.
But all of that can create a moment where your emotions are a powder keg of brain activity. It can influence the frame of mind you're in, how you are absorbing outside stimuli, or anything on the other field of your body. So if you could avoid anything yet, you won't. Don't do this. and
say, I am,
I
deserve,
I
I can.
These are
positive
recourses
that can help you, help me.
And
it's the book.
And help anyone. Changing your words, changing the direction, recalibrating. I like to use that word. It's just like when you use GPS and you're on the road and you make a wrong turn, it recalibrates you to come right back on course. Recalibrate your thoughts. Yes?
Yeah. Ask yourself what it is that is able to feed your soul.
Oh, yes.
Does it add calories to my grief?
Yes.
Or does it feed me?
Yes.
And make me feel whole?
Solid questions. A promise made, a promise kept. That is somewhat lacking in society today, but we wouldn't even go there, Frank. That's for another discussion. A promise made, a promise kept. Let me just get to the page to read the little fine print there for you if you can't see it. A husband's journey through journaling to heal the loss of his spouse. Should we wait, just a final question to wrap up, Frank. Should we wait until trauma hits us to journal?
No.
I would
take it
as a
daily activity.
Something you do
for yourself.
Yes.
Almost like a
diary.
Dear diary.
Yes.
Dear
diary.
Yeah.
And it's amazing, we forget. And that's the thing about journaling. You could even put pictures in there, and there are lots of online journals now, but it's good to have the physical one that you could turn the pages and look back. And because a lot of us don't realize, Frank, how much we have grown in the past day, in the past weeks, in the past months, in the past year. And we feel down and out and think that we haven't accomplished anything. We haven't, what have I achieved? But when you look back, you realize how much you have accomplished as an individual, as a person, within your family, within society, but just you, outside of work and outside of everything else, as a mother, as a father, as a sister, brother, whatever roles you are, you have grown, but you need to be able to see evidence of that in black and white in a journal.
Very important point.
Yeah.
Your senses
are the receivers
of
external prompts,
the
triggers, the buttons.
When
you journal,
you
can see it.
You can
feel it by running your fingers on the page.
Yes.
You can
hear it if you read it to yourself.
Yeah.
These are moments
of acceptance
of the
words
and
those 5 steps.
Yeah.
If they're positive,
then
you're connecting yourself
on a
regular basis
with
spiritual substance.
Yeah.
You're
not living a life
of
lack.
We
have a tendency to be in that.
Yeah.
Day.
Yeah. A promise made. Yeah.
It's what we need to break out of.
Where can we get a copy of the book, Frank? Where can persons purchase?
On Amazon. And
if you
type my name in, a couple of things will come up. A previous book. Also a contribution to an anthology, which I wrote a chapter on habit. And my book, this current one.
Wonderful.
But if you type in promise made, promise kept, you'll get a long list of other books.
Yeah.
So you
type in complete title.
Awesome. And put in your name too. So a promise made, a promise kept, Frank DiMaio. Yes? I'm sure that will certainly bring you up right there at the top of the page. So persons, please try to get a copy. Also, you can reach Frank at his website, which is the same page I'm on here now. Let me just go back. Yeah? Let's connect. Put in your name and email address and your message to Frank if you have any questions. And of course, he's always open to interviews and discussion, and yeah, reach out to him. Sometimes probably even just to have a talk. Yeah? I'm sure he's open to that. He loves that.
I am.
So Frank, thank you so much for being on Between the Lines. It's been a pleasure having you. To all those who have been listening, watching, and those who will be listening and watching, we thank you for your time.
I'm grateful for
the opportunity to have a conversation with you.
You're welcome. All the best to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.